Dropbox stock news. What's going on, guys? Welcome back. So there was some news that came out around Dropbox this week, and it actually sent the stock down a lot. It was down, I don't know exactly what the low point it was, but it was down around 6% at one point. I know that. And I know a lot of people might look at this, the news that came out, as something that was bad and really not good for the company. They might be questioning their bullish thesis around the company, or those bears might be really happy about this. There's a lot that could be taken from this news, and I kind of want to just go over the news, what it was, and just put my 2 cents in on it and make sure you guys can develop your own opinions based off of that and all those good things that we always talk about on this channel. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Hopefully you guys get some value out of this. I know you guys have probably seen this news already. This is by no means breaking news, but if you do get some value out of it, make sure to drop a like on the video. That really does help out the channel massively. Also, remember to subscribe to the channel as well if you want to see more videos like this, and turn on that notification bell so you're notified for any future uploads. So last week, Dropbox came out with an 8K, and in that 8K, they said they're cutting their workforce by 11%. They also mentioned that the COO would be stepping down and leaving the company, but that's not what we're going to focus on in this video. We're just going to focus on the cut in their workforce. Now, at first glance, when you first look at stuff like this, it can definitely be viewed as a negative, especially in this day and age. Just for example, look at the travel industry. They just keep burning through all of their cash that they possibly have just so they can stay afloat. Airlines, they've burnt through so much cash, it actually makes me sick how much money they've lost during this time. It's going to take years for those airlines to recover. But that's the point. You think they're cutting employees, they're laying people off. That just means they don't have enough money to give these employees the salary they need. That's not exactly the case, and we're going to go over exactly what this 8K says and what it actually means for the company. Dropbox today announced that Olivia Nottebohm is stepping down from her role as Chief Operating Officer and departing the company, effective February 5th, 2021. Dropbox is grateful for Ms. Nottebohm's contributions to shaping the company's 2021 strategy and unifying its go-to-market teams. Dropbox wishes her well in her next endeavor. Dropbox also announced a reduction of its global workforce by approximately 11% to streamline its team structure in support of its business priorities. Dropbox will continue to hire for roles critical to product expansion and grow initiatives. Drew Houston, co-founder and CEO of Dropbox, sent the email attached as Exhibit 99.1 to Dropbox employees regarding these matters. And this is the email they're talking about in this 8K. Hi everyone, I hope you all had a healthy and safe holiday. This is a hard message for me to send, and I wish I were writing with better news. We've made the difficult decision to reduce the size of our global workforce by 315 people, or approximately 11% of the company. This reduction, while painful, is necessary to implement the new strategy we've shared over the past few months, making hard choices for our long-term health. Last spring, I made a commitment to all of you to preserve your job security through 2020, and it was important to me that we honored that promise. But looking ahead at 2021 and beyond, it's clear that we need to make changes in order to create a healthy and thriving business for the future. Over the past year, we've talked a lot about the importance of running a tight ship and getting the company ready for the next stage of growth. This will require relentless focus on initiatives that align tightly with our strategic priorities and having discipline to pull back for those that don't. Unfortunately, this means we're reducing the size of some of our teams. I realize this is incredibly hard on the Dropboxers and their families who are impacted, and I take full responsibility for this decision. This is one of the toughest decisions I've had to make in my 14 years as CEO. To each of you who are affected, I am truly sorry. Please know that this is not a reflection on you. You've played an important part in the Dropbox story, and I will always be grateful for everything that you've done for the company. The steps we're taking today are painful but necessary. Our recent decisions regarding our new leadership structure and remote work policy have set us on the right path, and now we need to make our teams and investments also line up. For example, our virtual first policy means we require fewer resources to support our in-office environment, so we're scaling back that investment and redeploying those resources to drive our ambitious product roadmap. These changes will lead to a more efficient and nimble Dropbox and help us focus on our top priorities for 2021. 1, evolving the core Dropbox experience that hundreds of millions of customers around the world rely on. 2, investing in new products built for distributed work. And 3, driving operational excellence. We have a huge opportunity in front of us as long as we move quickly and deliver to our customers. Taking care of our impacted employees. If you are an impacted employee, you will be notified by the end of your business day through one-to-one with your managers. Neighbor employment will end on Thursday, 5 p.m. Pacific time, and this timeline will vary internationally depending on regional practices. I'll host a town hall on January 14th at 5:15 Pacific time for APJ, and January 15th at 7 a.m. Pacific time for EMEA, and 10 a.m. Pacific time for NAMER. We've also published on FAQ on 99+. Those leaving are eligible to receive the following benefits and support: severance, equity, and bonus. In North America, employees will be eligible for up to 3 months of base pay. Internationally, severance packages will vary depending on regional practices and statutory requirements. Employees will receive their Q1 equity vest. Those on the corporate bonus plan will instead be eligible to receive a lump sum transition payment equivalent to the 2020 bonus target at 100%. Healthcare. Neighbor-based employees will be eligible for up to 6 months of COBRA. All employees will be eligible for up to 6 months of modern health services devices. Impacted employees will have the option of keeping company devices, phones, tablets, laptops, and peripherals. Job placement. Job placement services will be available at no cost. Saying goodbye to Olivia. Finally, I want to let everyone know that Olivia Nottebohm is stepping down from her role as Chief Operating Officer. Her last day will be February 5th. She's played a pivotal role in setting us up for success in 2021, and I'm very grateful for her contributions. Olivia brought a critical eye to our go-to market functions, championed our customers as we shifted to a fully distributed environment, and unified our sales, marketing, and support teams to create a more cohesive customer experience. She's made a positive impact on the business, and we wish her all the best in her next adventure. I know this is a hard day, and I want to thank everyone in advance for your kindness and professionalism as we navigate through it. Building Dropbox for all of you has been my life's work, and I'm sincerely grateful for every one of you and the role that you've played in the company. Drew. So some of you guys might be thinking, Josh, like, I don't understand, like, they're cutting their workforce, they're cutting their employees. Doesn't that mean they're struggling? Doesn't that mean they're losing money? Doesn't that mean the company's not doing well? Well, not necessarily. You have to look at the whole picture. Wall Street wants you to think that. Wall Street hates this stock. I truly don't understand why. Wall Street really hates this stock, and Wall Street really thinks that this stock's gonna go bankrupt. That's not gonna happen. I just don't understand how Wall Street can think that. But anyway, this is not that surprising of a move when you look at it. Last quarter, they announced that the Dropbox, all employees are moving, or most employees. There's a couple that need to meet in person, obviously, but almost all employees are working to a work from home environment. Now, first off, let me just say, I love this. I really like this for a lot of reasons. The main reason is they're practicing what they preach. They practice and they preach a smart workspace, they preach a virtual workspace, and now they're doing it and they're living it. And to me, that provides more confidence as an investor. That provides more confidence in me thinking that, all right, the CEO has this vision, he's actually going after that vision, he's living that vision, he's gonna do that vision, he's gonna complete that vision. That's very important to me, and I really like to see that. But on top of that, look at it this way, right? People that work from home, for the most part, are more productive. They've done studies on this, you can look it up. When people work from home, they're more productive for a lot of reasons. There's tons of reasons you can be more productive working from home. Look at it this way, you don't have to get up a couple hours earlier so you can sleep a little bit more. You don't have to worry about getting ready for work, so you can use that time to do other things like make a healthier breakfast or get some chores done around the house. You don't have to worry about the traffic, the drive into work, and the drive back from work. You don't have to worry about any of these things, they're just done. And then when you log off for the day, say you log off at 5, you're done at 5, it's not like, all right, let me drive an hour back and waste an hour of my time. People have more time to do things they want to do, and they're happier by doing that. I can honestly say I've been working from home for almost a year now, which is actually wild to say. I never thought I'd get this, and I always wondered why people wanted to work from home. I understand now. Everything is honestly better. I don't have to waste money on gas. The wear and tear on my car isn't there. I feel like I have better relationships with the coworkers because I'm not around them as much. I feel like there's not as much office drama. As you could say, there's a lot of good positives to working from home, and if you guys ever get the opportunity to work from home, I would highly suggest and recommend that you take advantage of it. But on top of that, when you work at home and when you're more productive, and the whole point I'm trying to make here with this rant, there's not going to be as much work to do. So say you had 8 hours, right? You take 8 hours of your workday to get all the tasks you need done for the day. That's in the office, that's during office life. So then you move home where you're much more productive. There's not as many distractions. There's another thing, work from home. There's not any distractions. There's no coworkers. You can move around. You can do what you want. All these perks to work from home. But when you take that 8-hour day that it takes you in the office and you end up working from home, what happens? Chances are you are more productive. You get more done. So maybe that 8-hour day that you had, those 8 hours you were putting into your daily job tasks, maybe that becomes 5 hours. So everything gets done a lot quicker. Over the course of a week, that's 15 hours of free time. And so obviously, there's just, when it's split up between so many different people, you're basically paying employees to do nothing. There's just not as much work to do. So which ultimately leads to job cuts because you just don't need them. You're wasting money, which you could be putting back into the business, which helps you free up some more free cash flow, just some more cash on your balance sheet. All these great things that come with work from home. And obviously, to do this, I don't want to say I love this move because it does suck for those employees, and I do feel bad for them, especially in a time like this. But you're gonna have to do it. You're gonna have to make tough decisions. You're gonna have to cut them off in order to free up that cash so you can put more back into the business. Now, because of everything we just talked about, because employees are working from home now at Dropbox, they don't need that office space that they had, and they're actually getting rid of it. They are gonna have an office space for those few employees that do need to go to work every now and then, have meetings and stuff like that, because there are some things you might have to be face-to-face for, which makes sense. But for the most part, there's really no reason to go into work, guys. If you have a job like this, there's really no reason at all. I truly do not see the point, and I really think once this pandemic ends, a lot of people are not going to be going back to work. I think people are going to be working from home for however long you see. So anyway, because they're getting rid of this, they're saving more money. They don't have to pay that money towards that lease, okay? That's very important, which is more money they can free up on their balance sheet, more money they can put back into the business, into R&D, into the smart workspace, all these things we talked about with Dropbox over this time. Now, in the short term, this is honestly going to do absolutely nothing. This will not do anything in the short term. You might be thinking, well, shouldn't they have great earnings next quarter? Not necessarily. I would not say that. So first off, with the employees, as we read in the 8K, that they have a severance package, okay, that's going to give them benefits, 3 months base salary. So that's basically a whole quarter that they're paying these employees to essentially not work for the company. But you know, you got to do what you got to do because you got to look at the long term. That's very important, looking at the long term outlook. So once that's done, they also are getting an impairment charge for this warehouse or office space they're getting rid of, rather, because with these leases, guys, they're not always signed like a year lease like you guys might be thinking of with like an apartment complex or something like that. Some of these companies, and I can't remember how long this lease was off the top of my head, but they sign leases like years out, like some like BJ's or Walmart. That BJ's is a good one we already talked about that one, but they'll sign like, you know, a 20 or 30 year lease, okay? It's like a long time. And I believe the impairment charge that they're gonna receive for that is, I believe, 400 to 450 million. I can't exactly remember off the top of my head, but I believe that was it. And they said that was actually gonna mainly be taken care of mostly by the end of 2020 and into early 2021. So it's not gonna last for years and years and years. This will be all done by the end of 2021, absolutely. So it's really not that big of a deal, and it's gonna help them more in the long term. This, what we've talked about so much in this video, it's just gonna free up more money. But in the short term, I would not be surprised if Dropbox had bad earnings per se, or maybe just average earnings in the next quarterly earnings report. And really, Dropbox always beats analyst estimates on their earnings, but I wouldn't be surprised if these were not nearly as good as they normally are because of these things we just talked about. And I wouldn't be surprised if this stock takes a dip, and if it does take a dip, I'll definitely be buying more of it. I love this stock, I love this company, I love the CEO. I really have all great things to say about this company. So over the long term, no concerns at all. This is a great move. I love the move. Again, I don't want to say that because I do feel bad for these employees, but a great move for the company, absolutely. In the short term, oh God, just wait until Wall Street gets their hands on this. I wouldn't be surprised if this stock drops another 6 to 8%. I really would not be. Maybe not that much, but I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a dip, absolutely. But if you guys are concerned, if you're bearish on this stock, or if you're bullish on this stock and you have some concerns, and you're going to be doing your own research, but let me leave you with this thought. Look around. Look around at the world we're living in. We're currently living in a world where teachers work from home. Granted, I don't think that's going to stick for a lot of reasons because I think you just need to be in school. Colleges, that's a different story. Look around. Everyone's working from home. I'm working from home. There's a pretty good chance you're probably working from home. Everyone is working from home. It's not going to go away. It's truly not going to go away. I truly believe that. And I truly believe Dropbox can be the main player in this field. Like I've said so many times on this channel, I've used Google Drive since it's come out. The second I tested out Dropbox's product, I switched everything from Google Drive to Dropbox. I love this company. I love this product. I feel like this is an easy money stock. I don't think Wall Street gets it. I truly do not think they understand how big and innovative this can be in this world, how big of a player this can be. I truly don't think they get it. Make sure you're doing your own research. Make sure you're doing your own diligence. I think this company is severely undervalued. I think this will be a $60 stock within the next couple of years. This is going to be an easy 3x stock. It's going to 2x very soon. It's going to 2x again not too long after that. Make sure you're doing research. Make sure you're doing your own due diligence. I'm just a random guy talking to you on the internet, so you should take everything I say with a grain of salt. But Wall Street's going to wake up one day. Once Wall Street starts buying into this stock, trust me guys, they are going to figure it out, and they're going to figure it out fast. Anyway guys, in saying that, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you did get some value out of this, make sure to drop a like on the video. That really does help out the channel in a massive way. Also, remember to subscribe and turn on that notification bell if you want to see more videos like this. Let me know in the comments if you like these videos, because I really like making these videos. I like doing these stock news videos. They don't take nearly as long to film and make because it's just kind of like my thoughts off the top of my head after reading this article. But if you do let me know down in the comments, I can probably make more of them. I could probably put out even more videos on these. Putting out 3 right now. I could probably even do like 4 if you really like these videos. But let me know in the comments, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.